Hello and welcome back to the FPL show. Before we start, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would do us the world of help. Anyway, let's get back into it. Right boys, FPL show this week. Without further ado, let's just go straight into the winner of the week. Right, Ellis has won again. This is all depressing. It's like tyranny.
It's getting very boring now.
Ellis, do you want to talk us through how you won, who did well for you, your key performers?
Is this what you felt like for the last 7 years or however long we've been doing
Is this
this?
what you felt like?
I don't know what.
Not last season. Last season I was all right.
True. It's been getting closer, the gap between all of us. And now finally, I don't know. I've had a good start to this season. I'm 80 points in the lead. I'm going to bottle it. I don't think it counts as a bottle job if you're like ahead after 4 weeks and then, stuff happens. But key performers, everyone really. There's only I guess the strikers and the keeper that didn't get any additional points. And
if there was opposite of a key performer, Antonio cocked it by having a red card at the last second of the game.
Yeah.
Hey guys, guess who captained Antonio? It wasn't me.
Trent obviously did well. Did Trent get the assist and the bonus points?
Yeah,
he got all the bonus points.
He did.
I guess my only Chelsea player was Mount, and he didn't play.
Did you see the person on Twitter who had Calvert-Lewin as his captain and Antonio as his vice? And then Calvert-Lewin didn't play, so he got the extra points. True heartbreak.
Nice.
But yeah, my team's performing steadily. I don't know what to do about Antonio this week. I haven't actually updated my team yet, so I might have a look at the ins and outs, what everyone else has done, see where I can fit in. Maybe a new striker. I could take him out for the week and bring someone else in, then swap it back around. But yeah, I don't know.
Look, what I'll say is that I was close to beating this week, and there's a swing occurring. I'm going to be on the good. Next week, I predict it. I'm going to win, just by a lot. I'm predicting a 40-point gulf around, and I'm going to get 100 plus points.
Why?
Just got a feel in my loins.
Who have you brought in that makes you think you're going to do that well?
Traore's going to get a hat-trick.
Traore's going to get a hat-trick. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We're going to smash Brentford 4-0, Adama hat-trick, Rao with all the assists. It's going to be great.
Okay, I believe you.
Right, boys, let's go on then into... What's the next part? Right, boys. These are the key performers of the week. Jack, is there anyone that speaks out to you that you might bring in recent weeks? Especially for value. Let's say for value.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ogbonna, and I'm thinking he's a big superstar now. Well, two of those players on that list I have brought in. I've taken a -4 this week. I've brought in Kovacic, obviously, great value. So, and I took out Sancho, give myself a little bit more money, so I could bring in Aubameyang. No, I've brought in Ronaldo this week.
You say that Aubameyang got 9 points, so he still did get a lot of points.
Yeah. But I've bitten the bullet. He had a great debut. He got a goal in the Champions League as well, albeit a goal on the end of a very funny loss. And yeah, I wasn't going to bring him in, and then I saw him on his debut, and I thought, you know what? He's still got those golden feet. He can still. I mean, the goals themselves. Well, I mean, the second goal was a great goal. The first goal was just him poaching on a rebound, but the second goal was great. And yeah, I think he's going to score a fair few goals this season. And clearly, I'm not the only person that thinks that. 36.5% of people have now got him in their team, which is just mad.
Which is mental, because a lot of people forget towards the end of the thing. People do just forget what they have, and they just make a team, and they forget by the start of the first game. So it's actually quite a big pickup rate.
It would be very funny if he got... I mean, not for me, but if he got injured in the next game, and the 36.5% of all the players... I mean, that's about, 2 million people, nearly, who have... Well, so probably about 2 million people who have brought him into their team, which is just insane. And considering that he costs 12.5 million, I reckon a good chunk of those 2 million people, including me, will have taken the -4 hit or played their wild card to bring him in.
Yeah.
Which to be honest, I probably should have done. But oh well.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Well, I'm gonna leave it one more week, and if it turns out poor, I'm using a wild card. I don't know who I'll bring in. I don't think I'll bring Ronaldo in because I'll probably keep Salah, and I don't really want two big assets in the team. A team that strikes me here though is that do you think there's Ellis? Do you think there is leg room for Palace?
Yeah, massively. I watched the game against Spurs on was it Saturday early kickoff. And they were really, really good. Even before Spurs had a man sent off, that's the thing that changed the game. They were not quite on top as they were before the red card, but they played well, and especially after it, they were very attacking and very, very good. And then Edouard comes on, who is a very good signing for Palace, and gets 2 goals in 10 minutes on his debut. He scored with his second touch after controlling it with his first, and he could be a good option.
Do you think he starts from here on in? Do you think he starts from here on in? Because obviously he came off the bench, so he wasn't starting that game. Do you think he starts from now on?
Got to, surely.
He's got to start. What he adds to Palace's attack over Benteke, for example, who is that sort of, I guess, focal point, but he's not got the pace or the finishing ability of Edouard. And yeah, if they get that front three of what be Edouard, Zaha, and either Elise or Ayew or Eze when he comes back from injury, Palace could be very good going forward this season. And Conor Gallagher as well, he could be an interesting one. He's not on this list, but in the last few games, he has looked very, very good for Palace. And I think he's relatively cheap. I'm not sure of his price, but maybe for a cheap midfield option, he'd be a good one to add in.
What I'll also say is, as a Wolves fan, I expect us to play attacking football. We have, but we have also been keeping clean sheets. Not clean sheets, but not conceding a lot of goals. All our losses have been to 1 goal. I've been all 1-0s. I think we had a decent clean sheet against Watford, and they didn't really have anything against us at any point. So I think Marcel and Semedo might have decent value as well, especially Marcel, who's obviously 4.5 million. I probably expected Nori to be starting the start of the season, but it's Marcel, and he's actually been pretty decently. And if he doesn't get injured, which is his main issue, it could be a decent value of it there. But yeah.
Well, Semedo's probably maybe not great for the attacking options, as he missed about 4 sitters, wasn't it, against?
But then if he's getting in those positions, then he's going to get clean sheet bonuses, and eventually, hopefully, will start scoring and assisting. Because obviously, not a complete finisher, but if you get more of those chances, you will continue to finish. So you will eventually finish at one point. So yeah, I think
could he become like the Matt Doherty of Wolves' first season in the Premier League?
Yeah, and I think more attacking returns goal-wise, because I think, especially when we play in the first half when Adama's usually bringing the cross, Semedo usually will divert in and go into the box. So it's usually Doherty was on the wing and they would play and he would cut in. But Semedo's just been making runs into the box, which Doherty did at points, but not as much as I've seen Semedo do this season so far. So I think maybe more goals and less assists than Doherty got, but definitely more attacking threat. And obviously, with our being still defensively secure, I think that's a decent option, especially with the run of fixtures. We have quite decent run of fixtures. But let us go on to the most transferred in players of the week. Right, on to transfers in, boys. Jack, we'll go for you this time. Do you think people are wrong to go into Ronaldo, given the fact that I know you have transferred him in?
He's a risk for sure, considering that big fee. But the thing is, he will be starting for United week in, week out. I mean, I'm guessing the money that they've got him on, they can't really afford to not be starting him week in, week out. And if he gets the service, he will score. That's the thing. He is there's not many players in the league that you would want to have, to be putting a ball into, other than Cristiano Ronaldo. He is an amazing striker, and like when he was before, he was a great winger, it would cut in and score. But now he's become a central player, plays as an out-and-out striker, and he is very, very good. I mean, he's built like a tank, so he's great in the air. You know, technically he's very, very good. He can put the ball exactly where he wants to put it. You know, and I think, especially after his debut, a lot of people are looking at him thinking, well, yeah, and United are going to score a lot of goals this season. There are going to be games where United run away with it and have a bit and have fun with the opposition. Like it happened a fair few times last season, and it's probably going to happen a fair few times this season. They have got attacking talent coming out of their arse.
Do you think Lukaku's better value though? Because personally, I think Lukaku, who is the cheaper option, is going to score more goals than Ronaldo. I just think he's more key to that Chelsea system, and he just looks like the better goal scorer. I don't doubt that Ronaldo is also a great goal scorer, but I think Lukaku is going to get more goals this season, and at a cheaper price range, I think that's better value.
What's the price difference? Is it just 0.5?
Is it 0.5? I thought Lukaku was.
Is it not 1?
Is it mil?
I thought Lukaku was 11.5 and Ronaldo was 12.5.
See, I don't know. That because he probably is better.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's 1 million. It's 1 million. It's 11.5 to 12.5.
Yeah, they will score a similar amount of goals, I think, this season because Chelsea played Villa at the weekend. So obviously I saw the game. Villa played great. Chelsea they were fine. It wasn't really a 3-0 game, but that clinical edge that they showed and the excellent defending. I think Mendy was on the top scorers list. He made so many saves in that game to basically keep them in it. And to give them that platform to go forward. And Lukaku up top, 2 excellently taken goals. And he's going to score loads this season, like you said. So, yeah, maybe he is a better option than Ronaldo for the price.
I would also think that Ronaldo might not start every game. I think you just, generally, if there's a Champions League game, say they play a big Champions League game, I think they could rest him or bring him off the bench. Because you did see at Juve, he was not played for playing Spezia or... not Torino, Bologna or whatever team it was that were on the lower end of the league. He did not play them because they would save him for a later time. And obviously, they can bring Cavani in, and Cavani will be a great scorer as well. So I think Cavani will start some games, and I don't think Ronaldo will start every game, especially against lower teams where he's not needed. And obviously, those are the teams where you probably get more goals from that team like Man United.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So let's go on to transfers out. Right, boys. These are the most transfers out. And the first thing that I focused here is the gulf of just strikers who have come out, especially in the top bracket. Do you think that's maybe to do with Ronaldo?
100% is to do with Ronaldo.
Absolutely, yeah.
Obviously, Antonio's going out because he got that red card, so he'll be available for next week. Tony's not scored yet, and he's 6.5 million, so that can go towards the Ronaldo fund. Ings, again, 8 million striker. He scored a couple of goals in the first few games, but if you try and get Ronaldo in your team, I completely understand why you're taking him out. Similarly to Martinez, I think he was probably taken out because of the whole Brazil Argentina thing.
But the thing is, Martinez comes back this week. So bringing him out now is a bit stupid. Take him out last week or sub him last week. Sure, but he only misses the one game.
I think what you'll find with that is Mendy is also a similar price. So I think maybe they're bringing in Mendy for Martinez, especially when Mendy has just been in a great form for a goalkeeper, while Martinez is. I don't know what Villa's results have been, but have you been letting in goals? I don't think you've kept a clean sheet recently, have you?
He played 3 games.
We kept one against Newcastle.
Yeah, one against Newcastle. And then was 1-1 against Brentford and lost 3-2 against Watford in those 2 games. So yeah, it's been relatively. It's been 1 out of 3, which isn't too bad for clean sheets wise. But for the price of goalkeeper that he is, you'd want a better return on that.
And obviously, I think there's the strikers there have the Ronaldo effect, and I think Fernandes has also had it, given we're not expected him to be on pens anymore. Even though potentially he's probably the better pen taker. But obviously Ronaldo will have on his contract somewhere, I'm taking pens regardless of what you think, I don't care.
Yeah. If there's a penalty and I'm on the bench, bring me on to take the penalty.
Another one.
Do you reckon that's in his contract?
Yeah, it's definitely in his contract. Because you can do it in Football Manager where you go, I'm taking pens. I am taking pens for this team. Also, one of the ones that I would be less worrisome, or I'm surprised to see that is Grealish, because he has started banging in. He has started banging in for Man City. So obviously he had 50,000 in as well, but 120,000 out.
I mean, he got one against was it Newcastle?
Yeah.
And he got one last night against Leipzig. You know, he's playing as a very forward player, so that it surprises me for sure. But I think that is again people trying to accommodate Ronaldo by taking the -4, bringing out one of their more expensive players to kind of free up those funds. Yeah. Those are the words I was going for.
It would surprise me because I think he's one of the more justified people to start for Man City because he is the £100 million player. So they're not going to not start someone they've spent 100 million on. So I think in a very rotation heavy Man City, he's almost guaranteed to start. But obviously he might not start next game. Now I've said that. But yeah, I think it's silly to do this early because I think he will still have returns, especially if Man City just dominate every team. It doesn't really matter who Man City play; they will still dominate those teams and get some good chances against them. But yeah, do you have boys anything to say about this list?
It's not overly shocking, I don't think, overall, because it's like that. It's that thing. There's mostly strikers because of people trying to get room in for Ronaldo and possibly Lukaku still too. So yeah, it's not particularly shocking.
Okay, well, let's leave it there for this week. Thank you for joining us. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, that will do us a lot of help. It will help us do the world of good. But anyway, see you next time.